The movie shop has been a fixture in Norwich for over 30 years. It's all about one man's dream to set up a place where people could get close to the stars of the stage and the screen.
Hi, I'm Peter Cossey. This is my shop. Welcome to it. I'd always been a collector of movie memorabilia, and after many, many years I accumulated so much material that I decided I could make some sort of living on selling it as well as buying it. And so I used to buy and sell through the post online, and then I decided to open the shop and do it properly, full time.
We were captivated by the shop when we visited and wanted to know how it all came about and how it survived for so long, tucked away in Norwich lanes.
Nobody thought it would work. No, everybody thought it would be impossible to carry on, but it has worked. So I've done it for 30 years now, but nobody really had much faith in it. In the 50s, we went to the cinema every week, sometimes 2 or 3 times a week, and so it's the thing that influenced us more than anything else. And it was simply going to the cinema and seeing all these movies. That's what made me. The most enjoyable part about running the shop is the fact that I meet lots of people who like the same kind of things that I do, and we can talk about old films and collecting and magazines and books, and I also get lots and lots of things come in the door. People want to sell me, which are always, you never quite know what anybody's going to bring in, so that's always really interesting, and that's really what makes the shop fun.
I'm like a fox without a hole.
The layout is random. I don't catalogue very well. I find that the kind of people who like my shop, who like the things I do, they like to be able to browse. They like to search through piles and piles and piles of interesting material because they never know what they might find. To really do a shop like this, you have to know what you're doing, you have to like what you're doing. You can't do it just as a business. It's got to be more than a business, because the collectors are all very individual people, and they like to think that you relate to them on a one-to-one basis. They don't want to feel that they're just another person who's walked in a shop. Lots of people have got lots of books or lots of records. That doesn't mean to say they've got a collection. A collection is something which is very carefully assembled. It's got a theme, it's got a purpose to it, it's got a point to it. And it can tell you a lot about the person that collected it, but it can also tell you a lot about society or history at large, because collectors put things together in certain ways and they reveal things that aren't normally obvious. A real collection can tell you all kinds of things which you wouldn't normally see. Norwich is a really special place for independent shops. When visitors come from away and they have a really good chance to look around Norwich, they're quite astonished at how much variety there is, how much character there is. The city itself has got a lot of character. We've got lots of very, very old buildings and very old lanes and streets and little alleyways, but there's masses of independent shops as well, which not everybody appreciates, and which Norwich itself, the people that run Norwich, don't actually project. They don't understand how much of a pulling factor it is to have independent shops. Norwich is a very special place, if only it was promoted better. Now this is a very rare book. It's not only rare, it's totally unique. It was published in 1940. It's a movie tie-in, they call it, of that very, very famous film. And it was bought in 1940, but inside it's signed by Jimmy Stewart, and it's also signed a couple of pages later by Frank Capra, the director. Now, when I opened in 1985, I was very lucky because everybody had stopped buying film and projectors, but they all had lots and they wanted to get rid of them, and there was nobody would buy them until I opened. I bought projectors of every conceivable kind. I bought massive libraries of films, and for about 10 years it was the main part of my business. I bought and sold projectors and films on a huge scale, doing really well on them. Although they died in the general public, collectors still wanted them. Now, this is quite a rare projector. It's a French projector, a Hertier 8mm sound projector. It shows beautiful films. You can fill up a wall of your house with it. You know, it's really good quality. The shop is not just a living for me. It's not just a job. It's also a passion.
I'm drifting and drifting.
Although it is possible to hand on a shop like this, it's not often done. Normally, the one person that sets up the shop, he runs the shop for whatever the natural lifespan might be of the shop, and then the shop will finish. Every piece of stock in this shop has been individually bought, and nobody else could really know how to sell it, to be honest. So basically, one person, one shop, and that's it. When it's finished, it finishes.
I'm drifting and drifting, just like a rolling stone. I'm drifting and drifting, just like a rolling stone.